victoire de Jesse James.
Alright everybody, John Coffee here to do a movie review. Watched this today, boring little Sunday afternoon, so I decided to pop in a DVD and watch it. This is one that I got from Friday night, and it's Bonnie and Clyde vs. Dracula, if I can get it in there. It's signed by Tiffany Shepard. Got that off her table this year at Friday Night Film Festival. Give you a run down the plot real fast. Basically, you have three main storylines going around at the same time. First of all, you got Bonnie and Clyde, which is played by, right there, it's like using webcams, people. It's Tiffany Shepard and Trent Haga. They're basically holed up at this little rundown whorehouse with only one whore with one leg left. And their partner, his name is either Harry or Henry, I can't really remember, tells about a job he's got for them where they're going to get the money and moonshine off these moonshiners. And needless to say, it goes wrong, and the guy that's, letting them live there gets shot. So while that's going on at the same time, there's a doctor who's, is Dr. Loveless, who looks like Tater Sack Jason. He's got a bag on his head with one eye hole cut out. His sister, which is Annabelle, and Annabelle's kind of a child-like character. She isn't a kid, but she definitely has characteristics that let her believe that she's not all there, but in a good way. She's very, very sweet and childlike. But he is has got the remains of Dracula and is bringing him back to life. For some reason, they never really explain. They're talking about something about transfusions. He does this thing called the procedure or something like that, where they do something to him and gook falls out of these tubes. I don't know. It's weird. And while he's doing that, Annabelle's also trying to find a way out because he's abusive to her. She don't like her brother. And eventually, at the end, Bonnie and Clyde kind of fought Dracula. Not necessarily. Kind of. I'm gonna be straight up with you. For a movie called Bonnie and Clyde vs. Dracula, it is way better than I ever thought it would be. It's actually a really fun little flick. I actually got to see this at Friday Night Film Festival the first year I ever went, in a pretty crowded little screening. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed the movie, but I really wasn't 100% sure, because sometimes watching things with a group of people leave you to believe it's better than it really is. And rewatching it, and I still had a very good time with it. The acting in this movie for a low-budget film is really good. Everybody does a great job, with highlights being Trent Haga as Clyde, and I think her name is Jennifer Friend as Annabelle, and she's really steals the film, in my opinion. She really knocks it out of the park, and the most likable character in the whole film. Tiffany Shepard does a fantastic job as well, and so does everybody else. And it's a pretty smartly written film too. I never watched it feeling, you watch a lot of independent films and the dialogue feels like they either made it up on set or had no clue what they were doing when they wrote the dialogue. This film isn't really like that. They did a good job of making it feel like a bigger film than what it really is. I can't imagine the budget was much on this, but they did a fantastic job of really shooting it well. It looks good for an independent film. The acting is good. That's probably always the biggest complaint in independent films is bad acting, but they did a good job. Everybody pulled off the role really well. The score in the film is actually really good and really time accurate too. There's a lot of old timey music that reminds me of people putting albums on phonographs and winding it up. They really did a good job. And of course there's some music that isn't time accurate. It doesn't have to be time accurate, but they did a good job of really setting the mood too. They got older cars. I'm not sure about the guns. Some of the guns look newer, but that'd be a minor complaint. All the locations were really well. They seem like they put a lot of work into making this movie seem probably a bigger budget than it really is. And it's one of those movies that if you have a group of friends together, I mean, it's a heck of a good watch. And actually, when I was sitting here looking at the back of the DVD, I saw something pretty funny. Sorry about that, I interrupted right as I was about to show you. Right there, a review said, "It's off the effing chain." And it's actually by Death Pit Radio, which is pretty cool. And I know they definitely held this film in high regard as well. Well, you know, said it was good. And it is. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I have one big complaint with it, though. I mean, they did such a good job of costumes and set designs and, you know, making sure everything looked legit. And then their visual effects are very choppy. I'm almost 100% sure that other than like the makeup on like Dracula when he's, you know, being put back together, because it's almost like Hellraiser in a way, where he has to drink blood, because at first he has like no skin. He starts eating blood and the skin starts coming back. Outside of stuff like that, there is no like practical effects, and the visual effects are really bad. Like all the blood splatter and the gunshot flares. I'm almost positive it was. Well, hold on a second here. Dry throat. It looks like something that me and my friends could have done in either Photoshop or Adobe After Effects. I mean, it's that bad, and I was really bummed out about that, because you did such a good job on everything else, and then you pull the film down like that. But, you know, that's a minor complaint. For a movie that said is way better than it really has any right to be, with a name like Bonnie and Clyde vs. Dracula, because when I read that cover, when I read that name, I'm like, that sounds retarded. And, you know, it's fun. It really is. It's a lot of fun. And it's very much, in my opinion, homage to the old versus films like Frankenstein versus the Wolfman, or King Kong versus Godzilla, where, you know, the whole movie has nothing to do with that until like the last 5 minutes, and that's kind of what this movie is like. I mean, really, Bonnie and Clyde don't even meet Dracula until like the last 10, 15 minutes, you know, and that was cool to me, because it also shows how good the movie is, because the movie never loses your attention, even though it takes a long time for Bonnie and Clyde to fight Dracula. It doesn't lose your attention. You always, for me anyways, I was vested in the characters and enjoying the storyline and what was going to happen next. And that was, you know, it's a testament to the guy. I think his name is Timothy Friend. That's really a testament to him as a director. I mean, I think he wrote and directed the movie, and I think he did a heck of a good job. I mean, like, it's one of those movies that, oh, phone ringing. Ooh, dropped the case. Like I was saying, yeah, I mean, like, I think he did, Timothy Friend did a good job, man. He really surprised me. Like I said, the only problem I really had with the film is the visual effects. And, you know, like I said, the acting is really good, which is surprising, because, I mean, like, a lot of times independent films are good, but you look past, you know, some of the problems. And a lot of times some of the problems are the acting. You know, these people are just not professional actors. I mean, they try, but everyone in this film did a great job, and I was really surprised. I was really pleased with this film. I mean, holds up, and it's a movie that I'd watch again, and to me, that's like the highest regard from me. If I say I'd watch it again, then it's definitely, you know, for me, a good film, because I don't rewatch a whole lot of stuff. A lot of times I'll watch something and that's it. Even movies I like. So to say that I would rewatch this film, you know, that's a good phone ringing. People won't stop calling me. Sorry about that. To wrap it up, yeah, I mean, like, if I was gonna give it out of 5, I'd give it a solid 4. I think it's really worth watching. The only problem is the visual effects. Everything else in this movie, you know, it's a really good independent film. If you're into independent film, then definitely give it a watch, and keep checking back, guys. And tomorrow is Matt Reviews, and not only is it Matt Reviews, it's Matt Reviews with a brand new intro, and someone is calling me again. Next time I do one of these videos, I'm going to turn my phone off. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, tomorrow is Matt Reviews with the brand new intro, so everybody needs to check that out for me. Thank you for watching this review. Hopefully it was somewhat informative, and, you know, check out this film. If you can get it for a good price, check it out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all later.